Hey there, today I'm going to teach you how to draw Turtwig from Pokemon. So we're going to start with the eye, and basically what it is a large oval. So starting at the top, we're going to work our way around to the left side, down to the bottom, then come back up slowly and connect with the top. From here I'm going to draw the pupil. So the pupil is just going to be on the right side slightly. It's basically an oval as well, but smaller. So starting at the top, come down to the bottom, and back up on the right side. And you can see that I've moved the eye over to the right side and there's a little bit more space on the left. And then from here I'm going to draw a highlight. So up on the top right edge here, I'm just going to draw a small oval. And then inside here, I'm just going to color that all in black. Okay. Now this character is quite simple in design, but it gets tricky right around the mouth area. So I want you to sort of make sure that you space this out properly. So right on to the left of the eye, on the center of the eye, to the left, I want to draw a point right here. For the jawbone, I'm going to take this point and just do a curve, almost a full half circle. So from here, I'm going to curve right by the eye and come down again. This is for the inner part of the jaw. Now from here, I'm going to start my pen right here. I'm just going to circle around the bottom part of this eye, going up. And then from here, from this point, I want to come down to the tip of the beak. So the beak would be probably right about here. Put a point here. This is just slightly lower than this part here. And draw a straight line to that point. Now from here, I want to work my way to the front of the nose. So this actually comes up to almost a point, right about the center of the eye. So I'm going to put a point here. I'm going to draw a curve towards that beak there. Now let's go back to this area here. Now here, I'm going to draw the other half of this circle. So from this point, I'm going to curve down on the other side to around the same height. Now let's go back up here. From this point, around this side, I'm going to get up to the top where the root of the stem is. So right about here. I'm going to work my way up to right about there. And I'm going to leave a gap. And then from this point, I'm going to work my way towards the front of the nose, but just round it out slightly. Alright, from here, let's go, and we're going to draw the stem that goes up to about here. So I'm just going to do a slight overlap and draw a curve that goes up to the top of the stem. And from here, I'm just going to round up the top, and then I make my way over to here, which I'm going to sort of overlap as well. A slight overlap here. Let's draw the leaves. So right about here, I'm going to make the base of the right leaf. Starting here, I'm going to curve to the top of the leaf. And then from here, I'm going to move down a bit and draw a curve in the opposite direction and make me up at that point there. Let's do the same thing on the left side, but just mirrored over. So right about here, I draw a curve to the top of the leaf. And from here, I'm going to curve in the opposite direction, coming down and just intersecting into that stem. Let's draw the little detail up on top here. So he's got a little zigzag detail. So up here, I'm just going to draw a line down and go up. Come down towards the eye, back up again, and one last point here, and then tuck that into the head. Now the jawbone that we drew here, I'm just going to take this point, I'm going to make my way all the way over to the front of the beak here. So let's take this point, curve down almost like a circle, and make my way to the front of the mouth there. Now with the bottom part of the jaw, I just want to taper this line so it gets a little bit thinner as we get to the front. So from here, I'm going to draw a curve, and you can see that I'm tapering it and it gets a little bit thinner as I get to the front of the mouth, just like so. And then from here, I'm just going to draw a little bit of the tongue. So up here, drawing a curve that faces forward that way. And the last thing on the face are the nostrils. So I'm going to draw a little black oval on one side, right beside it, another one for two nostrils. So we got the head. Let's get into the body. So let's start with the shell in the back. So the shell is basically right about here. So I want to draw a curve from right about here to here. I want to draw an upward curve going like so. From here, I'm going to just bump out a little bit. And from this point, I just want to do a curve for the top of the shell. Now the reason why we did this bump is so that I can sort of trace the same line as this bottom part. But as I go along, I'm going to stop and do a sharp angle up to that point there. Now if I imagine this line coming straight through and starting again right here, draw a point, continue onwards, and from this point I'll follow that same contour on the top side there. Let's get into the legs and the body. So here I'm going to draw the front of the belly first. So starting here, draw a curve going down towards the first leg. Stop here and I'm going to do an overlap. So right about here, I'm going to draw a curve. Just clean that up a little bit. And at the bottom, I'm just going to flatten it out, but it'll still have a bit of a curve going to it. And from this point, I'll curve up on the back side of the leg. And then here we could draw a little bit of detail in the foot. So it's got like a two or three points that go across, so going down at an angle, up to the center. So in the middle point of the leg, come down at an angle, and then tuck this in on top. Let's draw the back leg and the front first. So right about here, I'm going to draw that same curve that I did with this leg. But I'm going to stop a little bit higher up. Draw a curve that goes across, and then sharp turn up into behind the body. And draw the same pattern right here. So let's start, well, it kind of gets tucked in. So I'm going to start right about here, come down, up to a point, down, then up to a point. Now if I imagine this belly line continuing behind that leg, it's going to start again here, kind of make its way up to the back here, to the shell. So I'm just going to start here and go up in an angle, curve, but stop right there. Right about here I'm going to do an overlap in the back and draw a curve in for the back leg. So I want to make sure that this is almost the same height as this front foot here. And again, drawing a sharp angle curved line in the back for the bottom of the foot. And then a curve up. And then again, the same pattern, going down an angle, up, down, and then up. And that's essentially it. There we have it. There's Turtwig from Pokemon. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Please make sure you check out our Pokemon playlist. We got a ton of characters in there. Make sure you subscribe, tell your friends about us, and we'll see you again soon.